So, what have I got for you today, my lovely, lovely Padawans? Well, I have another book which is published by Titan Magazines. I didn't even know Titan Magazines was an actual publication. I knew Titan Books was. Apparently, Titan Magazines is as well. And it's Star Wars The Last Jedi, the Ultimate Guide from 2018. This is a paperback version. It's a bit bendy. A lot of people I know aren't fans of The Last Jedi, but it's Star Wars and it's fine, and it's not my favorite Star Wars movie, but I still like it because it's Star Wars. Now this is available currently on Amazon for £8.60. But if you want to save even more money, get yourself over to forbiddenplanet.com because I picked this up for £2.99. Yes, £2.99. It is 192 pages, so it's nearly 100 pages more than the Rogue One uh, book that I picked up. I did do a separate video of the Rogue One book, so that is also on this channel as well. So what we get here, and I haven't even looked in this book yet, pretty thick, great artwork. But what are we going to find inside here? Now, the only downside with paperback books is when you bend them, they kind of, once you bend it past a certain point, it ain't going back, is it? So let's have a nosy. Opening with a picture of Rey there. Will Rey get her own movie? Will it ever actually happen? Who knows? So what we've got here is a whole bunch of contents, and it's not so much chapters, it is which page it starts. So it's Journey to Last Jedi, director on set, and then it's divided up into several sections. So we have a whole bunch: Acto, Flight of the Resistance, Gamble at Canterbury, and the First Order, and then that's your chapters. Now, what's quite exciting at the back is posters of The Last Jedi. So I guess, as much as you want to whinge and complain about the film sometimes, poster art is pretty cool in my opinion. So this is quite a thick book. It is sort of annual size. So for those of you familiar with those that come out each year, this is what size it is. So we get quite a lot of text. So we open with Ryan Johnson sitting on the couch. I don't know what he's drinking. Lots of cans of drink and stuff there. The book feels really good. The paper quality is pretty impressive. So I'm quite impressed with that. The Rogue One book was not amazing. What I'm more curious about is the picture to text ratio. So often some of these books can just be filled with double page spreads of photos, and it's got very little readability factor. But so far it's not bad. It's hit and miss. But if you look at these 2 pages, for example, there is no text on this double page other than telling you what's in the photos. So you've got no real thing. And again with that one, cool photos, great photos, not a lot of information in there. So let's get into the Acto, and we do end up with a whole bunch of text, but then we end up with 2 more pages with photos. I suppose, to be fair, it is probably classed as a visual guide, this thing, so maybe there isn't going to be a lot to read, but there's a fair chunk. Stuff about Luke Skywalker, Return of a Jedi, Mark Hamill. So there's a fair bit in this book. We'll talk in a minute. I'm just flicking through this so you can have a bit of a nosy at this book. I wonder if there's anybody out there that's actually got all of the Star Wars books. It certainly isn't me. I have a few, but I've certainly got nowhere near as many as most people who are probably watching this video, to be fair. My thoughts on the sequel trilogy: I really like The Force Awakens. I quite like The Last Jedi. I haven't seen it that many times, but I think visually it looks pretty impressive. It's great to see AT-ATs again. I don't know how I feel about the demise of Luke Skywalker. Still processing that one. And I like it. Rise of Skywalker, I've only ever seen twice. Still processing that one as well. So I think the sequel trilogy for me is very, very disjointed. And, you know, it's no secret that they kept changing their plans and changing their ideas, which I think, you know, hindered the fact that it was a trilogy. There was no flow from one to the other. So it is a really good book, actually. I mean, I'm only, how many pages through? Like 77 pages through, and I've chatted for like 5 minutes. So I'm just going to give you a quick flick through on this one. So for those of you who want to sort of maybe like 3D model stuff, there are some really good pictures of the vehicles in here. So you could check those out. And I like it. I think the quality of the book, I'd mentioned, the quality feels really, really good. It's pretty solid. So I'm quite impressed with that. I think the behind the scenes pictures are pretty good. I think there is a fair bit of text in here. So yes, there are a lot of photos in here, but there's also a fair amount of reading that you could do. You could probably sit down in an afternoon and just knock this book out and just, you know, get it all read and become a Last Jedi expert by the time the sun goes down. So what do you think? Is this a good book? Is it not a good book? I think it looks fine. I think the photos are really good. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a better picture of a TIE fighter pilot than I have here. So there's some very cool visual stuff in here. And there we go, we're learning all about the score. It's always nice to read anything by John Williams, or about John Williams. And let's get to this poster part, because I'm more curious about that, which is apparently at the end. There we go, the posters of The Last Jedi. Which is the best one? I like that one. Always very red, aren't they, The Last Jedi? There's a lot of prominent red in the film and the posters. I do like character posters when they do those. I think they're great. Get some more there. I think having all of these in frames on your wall would look pretty good. But to be fair, I'd probably rather have the classic trilogy on my wall. And I think that's the proper official one, isn't it, if I remember rightly enough? I don't know. That many posters, and it might be that one. But they all look kind of similar, but I do like them. So all in all, yes, this is a good book. It's definitely worth the £2.99 I paid from Forbidden Planet. And to be honest, it's worth the £8.60 that you can currently buy it for on Amazon Books. So if you're a fan of The Last Jedi, or to be honest, if you're just a completist and you just want all the Star Wars books, then I would highly recommend you do head over to Titan Books or head over to forbiddenplanet.com and just type Star Wars in there. They've got some pretty good sales and a pretty good range of Star Wars books there. So I thought I would just dig this one out for you and give it a quick flick through so you could just have a look and see what's in it. Look at it before you buy it. That's what I say. All right, enjoy. Thanks for watching the video, and may the Force be with you.